Question number 21. Which of the following is a perfect square number? Is it A, 50, B, 64, C, 80, or D, 125? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, if we are talking about perfect square number, these are number that has a square root. Meaning, there is a number when multiplied by itself, the answer would be that perfect square number. Okay, now, among the four, that when you multiply that number, the result is this one choice here. Okay, so what is that number? That would be letter B, 64. Because in 64, if you multiply 8 times 8, or you multiply 8 by itself, then the answer is 64. However, in 50, you cannot multiply any number by itself. The result will be 50. That would not be the case. Same goes to 80. Same goes to 125. So, let's check whether we are correct for letter B. Alright, now let us go to question number 22. What factoring technique should be used for 27 minus x cubed? Is it A, difference of 2 square, B, sum and difference of 2 cube, C, common monomial factoring, or letter D, perfect square trinomial? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in this scenario, as you can see here, 27 is a perfect cube. X cube is also a perfect cube. So, since we have a binomial here, and it is in the cube status, then we can apply the sum and difference of 2 cubes. That is letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 23. Which is a perfect square trinomial? A, x squared plus 8x plus 16. B, 4x squared plus 12xy plus 16y squared. C, 9x squared minus 12x plus 16. Or D, x squared plus 6x plus 12. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in dealing with perfect square trinomial, there is a binomial multiplied by itself, and the result of that would be the perfect square trinomial. Simply put. Okay, so among these three, there is only one expression that satisfies this one. Why? That is letter A, x squared plus 8x plus 16. Because if you try to factor x squared plus 8x plus 16, you will have a result of x plus 4. Because x plus 4, when multiplied to itself, x plus 4, the result will be x squared plus 8x plus 16, which is a perfect square trinomial. Very good, my dear math learners. Now, let us check whether we are correct. Alright. I hope you got that one. So now let us go to question number 24. What are the factors of 15a plus 30a squared minus 45a cubed? Is it A, 15a times the quantity 1 plus 2a minus 3a squared? B, 15a times 1 times the quantity 1 minus 2a plus 3a squared? C, a times the quantity 15 plus 30a minus 45a squared? Or D, 15a times the quantity 1 plus 2a plus 3a squared? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners. Now, if we check the given expression, 15a, 30a squared minus 45a cubed, the three terms have a common factor which is 15. Okay, as well as it also have a common factor which is a. So therefore, our common monomial factor is 15a. So letter A and B and D can be an answer. Now, checking the given signs, we have positive, positive, and negative. So therefore, in the remaining trinomial, when 15a is factored out, there should be positive, positive, negative. So, positive, positive, negative, positive, negative. So, letter B is already wrong. Positive, positive, positive. Letter D is also wrong. Therefore, the correct answer is letter A. Let's check. Alright, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 25. Which is equal to x squared minus 8xy plus 16y squared? Is it A, x minus 4y to the power of 2, or the quantity x minus 4y squared, B, the quantity x plus 4y squared, C, the quantity 2x minus 4y squared, or letter D, the quantity x minus 2y squared. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, this is another example of a perfect square trinomial. So in getting the square root, or in getting the equivalent binomial with a square for a perfect square trinomial, what you need to do is you just get the square root of the first term and the last term. So the square root of the first term is x squared. That would be x. So x, x, and x. So a, b, and d. Then you have the last term, which is 16y squared. So the square root of 16y squared is 4y. However, if we check the middle term, the sign of the middle term is subtraction. So therefore, in our square of a binomial, this is also the one that we will follow, minus. So the correct answer is letter A. Alright, we are correct, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 26. What are the factors of z squared minus 16? Is it A, the quantity z plus 4 times the quantity z minus 4, B, the quantity z plus 4 times the quantity z plus 4, D, the quantity z minus 4 times the quantity z minus 4, or letter D, 4 times the quantity z minus 4? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, now this is another scenario in which we just get the square root of the first term and the last term, and then the sign would be very good, interchanging, plus and minus. Therefore, the correct answer is letter A. Alright, let's check whether we are correct. Easy, right? Now let us go to question number 27. A solar panel has an area of 5x squared plus 2x centimeter square, or square centimeters. Find possible expression for its dimension. Is it A, x times the quantity 5x minus 2, B, x times the quantity 5x plus 2, C, 5x times the quantity x plus 2, or D, 5x times the quantity x minus 2? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in this problem, we are basically getting the factors of the given area. Now, if we check the binomial given, 5x squared and 2x, the common monomial factor for that one is x, because 5 and 2 don't have any common factor aside from 1. So, the only value that we can extract from this given binomial is x. So, C and D is already wrong. So, we only have x and x. So therefore, if we extract x from the binomial, the operation will still be plus. So therefore, the correct answer is letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright, now let us go to question number 28. A rectangular garden has an area of 8x squared plus 2x minus 15 meters squared, or square meters. If the length is 4x plus 5, what is the width? Is it A, 2x minus 3, B, 2x plus 3, C, 4x minus 3, or D, 4x plus 3? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, there is also a technique in getting this answer. Now, we have an area of 8x squared plus 2x minus 15. Now, we just need to have the pair for 4x plus 5 in order when you multiply them together, the final answer would be the area. Of course, in getting that, what we need to do is just reverse the solution. So we just divide them. So 8x squared when divided by 4x, okay? So that would give you 2x. So letter C and letter D is already wrong, okay? Now, check the last term here. This is negative, right? So our given binomial is positive. In order for us to have a negative value for the last term, we need to multiply 5 to a negative value. This will become a negative 15. And that is negative 3 or minus 3. So therefore, the correct answer for this given problem is letter A. Let's check. Alright, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 29. Which of the following is not a rational algebraic expression? Is it A, x plus 1 divided by x minus 2, B, x squared minus 4 divided by x plus 3, C, the square root of x plus 1 divided by x minus 1, or letter D, 2x plus 3 divided by x squared plus 1. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners. Now, if we check the numerator and denominator among the given choices, there is only one that differs among them all, and that is a variable inside the radical sign. So that is letter C. So therefore, letter C here is not a rational algebraic expression. Let's check whether we are correct. All right. Now let us go to question number 30. Which statement is not true about rational algebraic expression? A, they are ratios of two polynomials where the denominator is not zero. B, they can be simplified by factoring numerator and denominator. C, all polynomials are rational algebraic expression. Or letter D, they behave like rational numbers in operation. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in answering this question, we are finding the false statement. Okay, so letter A is a true statement because this is A. In dealing with rational algebraic expression, the denominator should not be zero. Okay, so that is correct. Letter B, of course, if you have a ratio, it can be simplified through lowest terms by factoring the numerator and denominator. Letter B is also correct. Now, we have here letter C, all polynomials are rational algebraic expression. So, therefore, letter C is wrong. So, I think letter D is just the same as the other because rational numbers can be treated as operations in the rational algebraic expression. So, letter C is the wrong answer here. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Of course, you have finished 30 questions now, and I just like to congratulate you again for finishing 3 parts of our reviewer series. Now, there is only 1 part remaining, so I hope you stay tuned. Now, if you are not yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button because it will help our channel to grow and to reach more students like you. Without further ado, let's go to the last part.